Until you get used to it, selecting type and selecting objects in InDesign can be a bit confusing. So this little lesson is meant to help you avoid the struggle. There are three tools we use to select things with in InDesign. First is the Selection tool, the black arrow. Then there's the Direct Selection tool, the white arrow. And then the Type tool. Let's start with the Type tool and select some type. It's very simple to select only one character. You simply drag across it. To select one word, put your cursor in the word and double-click. To select a single line of type, triple-click in the line. And as you can probably guess, to select an entire paragraph, you click 4 times. That's how you select the type itself. But what if you want to select the text frame? You get the Selection tool for that. I click on it and I've selected the text frame, and now I can move it around, make it taller and shorter, and distort its size. Now you see that green box in the back. What if I want to select just the green box? There are two ways to accomplish that. Well, of course, there are three ways. First, you could move this out of the way, but let's say we don't want to do that. I'm trying to click on the green box and nothing is happening. I can only get the text box in front of it. How frustrating. So there are two things we could try. One is to drag across both objects, and now I've selected both. And I can deselect the object in front, which is the type box, by holding down the Shift key and clicking on it. Now you can see I've only got the green box, and I can do what I want with the green box. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is to hold down the Command key on a Mac or the Control key on a PC and click on the green box. If the first click doesn't work, click again. Now I've got the green box and only the green box. Now the Selection tool can also be used for images, of course. And this is what you use to crop an image. You can see that there are more Asian pears in the back, and I have cropped to a little square in the front. I like to think of this as a window with an image behind it. So I can see how to deal with the window and do what I want with that, but how do I deal with the image behind it? That is what the Direct Selection tool is for. So I'll get the Direct Selection tool, and if I just hover over the window, I can see a brown frame, and that's the edge of the actual image. I'm going to click, and I get handles at the corners. Now I can distort the image if I want to, or change the size. If I just want to change the size, I hold down the Shift key and grab a corner and move it. And I can move it around. So I can reshape it and move it around. I also can distort it if I want to. So let's say I want to make those Asian pears a little bit skinnier, but then after a while I decide I don't really like that very much. I'd like to go back to the original proportions. It's very easy to do that. Simply look up here at the percentage field, and it shows the current percent of the original size of the width, which is 45, and the height, which is 60. So I'm going to compromise. Let's say I decide maybe 57% would work really well. So I simply look here to check to make sure that my chain link is closed. I can open it too, but let's make it closed so that I get the same percentage for width as for height. And what did I say? 57% is what I would like. I will try that. 57. I simply hit Tab, and it becomes 57 in the lower box too. So now it's back to its original proportions, and it's 57% of the original size. If I want it to go back to full size, I simply type in 100 here. Hit Tab, and now it is back to full size. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so I can show you the next wonderful trick. I'm going to select it with the selection tool. Oops, the selection tool. And now I'm going to get the free transform tool over here. Now this is not formally a selection tool, but once you learn about it, you're going to use it all the time. So you might as well learn about it early on. Click on the free transform tool. Grab a corner, hold down Shift, and now using the very same cropping that I already worked out that I wanted, I can resize this. If I want to move it, I have to go back to the selection tool to move it. But the free transform tool can be used for resizing and for rotating. And if I do anything that I don't want later, if I decide right away I don't like that, I can undo by hitting Command Z or Control Z. So now you know about the 3 selection tools and the wonderful free transform tool. If you have lots of objects in your project that need to be in front of or behind other objects, I suggest that you watch the companion video about using layers. Layers make it easy to keep things from interfering with each other, and they help keep your whole project organized. So I'll see you over there at the other video, and thanks for watching.